Alrighty. Well, not too bad of weather here along the Oregon coast. Decided to come down south for my neck of the woods for a little bit after the absolutely insane weather we've had for the few weeks. 2 atmospheric rivers, bomb cyclone, it's been nuts. So weather forecast was supposed to be about 20 to 30% cloud cover this morning. That proved to be wrong. Cloud cover? No, not a single cloud in the sky, and well, it is what it is. I got some good banding out along the western horizon, so I guess this morning is more of a recon mission than an actual portfolio image seeking type, but you know, it's the name of the game. So actually in a town, so they might have some decent breakfast options instead of breaking out the old wind burner and skillet and making some eggs. We'll see. Now it's looking at what the weather is going to be like for the rest of the day and see if there is any half decent looking weather system for the rest of the weekend. Right now, based off of how this morning's weather prediction went, I don't foresee a very good weather window for today, but who knows? It could always happen. So see, I hope you can actually tell. There's clouds up there. We got quite a bit of clouds. So, and they're all sparse and high atmosphere. So, there's a good chance. Cross our fingers. Wow. It could burn tonight. All right, so I think I found my composition, at least for right now, and let me show you what I'm working with. All right, so here's my composition here. I've zoomed in and I put my horizon right in the middle. Normally you don't want to do that, but I love this reflection and the symmetry in the scene and just how simple the scene is. And then you got these amazing clouds. And right now the sun is right behind this middle to the left sea stack. And what I'm really hoping for is just this whole sky to light up and it'll just reflect right here in the sand, and it's just gonna look absolutely amazing. Right, every now and then we get some waves coming in kind of like right in at the lower right corner, which will work. It'll offset and allow some nice reflection here on the left hand side, so it should work. The issue is going to be timing it right with the waves, because the wave action isn't as high as I would like it. The waves are going out, tide's going out, so it's going to be timing it right. So I've got my safety shots made. The safety shots being, in case it doesn't kick off, I still got some with this absolutely incredible cloud layer. And so now it's just a waiting game. We got about 15 minutes until actual sunset. So now it's just getting a variety of foreground shots as the waves attempt to come in. So I'm running around like a headless chicken, and it's aggravating. I've seen photos of this location from some absolutely amazing vantage points, but because people have gotten injured and or died here at this location, they erected all these fences, which now stop you from going to these really good compositions. Like I found one that I really wanted, but unfortunately it would have required either a 20-foot tripod to mimic getting close enough to the edge, or it would have required me to go over the boundary and not be safe. So instead of 20-foot tripod, because I don't have a 20-foot tripod on me, and instead of jumping the fence, because this is a very public platform, and if somebody sees a picture that I've created from doing that, it's just going to encourage it's just going to encourage more people to do the same and completely contradict what the land management was trying to do with these fences and boundaries. All right. So I've had to swap tripods because my photo tripod doesn't get tall enough, or my video tripod because I haven't removed the center column, I can get relatively tall. I think I'm actually gonna come around this way. Absolutely insane. The only issue is that with this, it's so tall, and right now the light, I need like a 30-second exposure, and it's so freaking wobbly. All right, let's take this down, and let's take this and set it from a 2-second timer to a 5-second timer. See how it turns out. But I need like a step stool. Oh man, that was a sight. And it's not like I could take any photos during that anyway, because there's just a big black cloud of birds. So here I'm at the final location for today and for my weekend, and it's such a cool sight to see. It's an old shipwreck, but as you can tell, there's a lot of people and a lot of families, which great because it's such a cool and historic place to learn about. But we'll see how it looks once it gets closer to sunset, whether or not I've got to be fighting with people. I might have to do a lot of clone stamp tool to get people out of the frame. So found a composition. It's not the number one that I wanted, but let me go and show you what we got going on. So right here in my frame, what I'm using is these nice little rivulets in the sand. I'm using those as leading lines into the shipwreck, and then shipwreck, right now I've got my horizon right in the middle of the frame because I want to be able to see some sky, because right now we got some really good cloud formations. If you can see that, should have a really nice colorful sunset. So because I'm so low to the ground, to my foreground, I'm gonna have to focus stack. So let's go ahead and do one right here. Focus in, 2-second timer. Do a little bit further in. Yes, I am at F9, but I still want to make sure that everything through the frame is nice and tack sharp. So 1, 2, we're gonna do one on the shipwreck, and then there's a photographer right here. Family. We're gonna do the mountains in the back too, just to make sure that we've got one at infinity. And then at the super high dynamic range, the shipwreck is almost completely black. So I may end up doing an exposure blend, but we'll see once the light kicks off. So we've got about 15 minutes until the sun actually dips below the horizon line. So this location would definitely be better instead of a low tide, because you can see the tide is so far out compared to where the shipwreck actually is. So more of like an in-between high and low tide. And because the tide is so far out, you've got so many footprints. So many footprints. So I found this one little patch right here that doesn't have any footprints. So unfortunately, because of where it's at, there's some right on the edge, so those are going to be in the frame. But we'll see what it looks like in post once I bring it into Photoshop, and if we can't maybe get rid of those, or maybe they're just going to stay in the frame and it just be more of a photojournalism documentation photo instead of artistic and fine art. So I'm getting some decent color and nothing crazy, but now it's just taking a lot of images for the sky so I can try and clone all the people out of the frame. So the image turns out, it's going to look like this. So sunset actually ended up kicking off, which is really nice. And this trip has been just absolutely insane. I have never had a trip like this to where all three, sunset, sunrise, and sunset have all kicked off. That's just never happened to me. Normally when I'm vlogging, I jinx myself and the light just doesn't happen. So I can't tell you just how ecstatic I am to been able to experience this and share it with you guys. This absolutely amazing experience. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this content and this video and coming with me out to the Oregon coast and just seeing these amazing places and just the amazing conditions that happened. It doesn't happen very often, so I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next video. So bye for now.